Handling legal matters is stressful. So, let the law offices of Frank Bruno Jr. provide you with the insightful counsel you deserve. The law offices of Frank Bruno Jr. has successfully handled thousands of cases for 25 plus years. They focus on elder law and estate planning, but are equipped to navigate you through all stages of family law and divorce to real estate law and probate. The law offices of Frank Bruno. Call 718-418-5000 or visit them at frankbrunolaw.com. That's frankbrunolaw.com. Frank Bruno. He's your numero uno.
It's the left versus the right. In the right corner, Dominic Carter. In the left corner, it's Anthony Weiner. Now, to the Bernard McGurk Studios, it's a 77 WABC debate. The Melee in the Metropolis.
So welcome to another episode of Left versus Right. Anthony Weiner on our left, Dominic Carter on your right. Dominic, not very much to talk about this week. Not a lot happened.
No.
So how do we want to do this? Should I just turn off my mic and you beat the tar out of me for 20 minutes and then I kind of stick my head up to see if you're still going? What is the expression?
No. What is the expression? Go
ahead.
I
was going to say, what's the expression? You get hit with so many rights, I'll be begging for a left after a while.
Right,
Well, let's start with the debate. I think maybe a way to organize this, let's do first how Joe Biden did, then how Donald Trump did. What do you think? Any strong feelings on how Joe Biden did?
Well, I have to flip this. Will you finally tell the truth this week? Or are you still going to stick to your Democratic talking points?
Well, this isn't a good week to be talking about the truth, given about how your candidate performed in that debate.
Oh, my God.
I mean, if you want to get started...
Wait, Mr. Weiner. Mr. Weiner. There's a question of how long Mr. Biden may be able to continue until he's forced to drop out, and you immediately pivot to Trump?
Well, you said you want to be truthful. If we're going to do truth for the next hour, and I'm prepared to do that, then I want to tell you your guy didn't do very well as relates to the truth.
Oh,
I mean, I can make the list and put you on the spot of having to defend them, but I don't want to do that to you. You're having a good week. I don't want to rain on your parade on a Saturday.
No. I'm not having a good week, Mr. Weiner. Every week that we debate is a good week for me because the facts, not because I'm much better as a debater than you, but the facts are on my side.
Well, the opinions.
But no, the facts, but you're in complete denial. And so I just want to know, have you had any of that humility pie to finally admit what's going on with Biden?
Well, let me say this. First of all, I think what you meant to say to start the show is that I was right that the format would benefit Trump. It clearly did. He did a good since there was no audience, since there were timers on the microphones. Donald Trump benefited from that. The split screen, I just said this on my show, CNN split screen showing Joe Biden kind of wandering off into space on a split screen was not good for him. But let's not completely gloss over.
So that was the only thing that was bad. So you're still, you're still in denial.
Well, ask me a different question. If you want to go with the facts.
Listen, we're starting out with the overall perspective. I just want to know if you can be honest and admit that your guy is on life support, if not the final blow at the debate, some 48 hours ago.
Look, here's what I'm going to say. I am going to earn my ambassadorship here today. I'm going to be able to. I can pick France if I want to. If I'm able to successfully defend Joe Biden this week, I'm going to give it my best shot.
You cannot.
I'm going to give it my best shot.
Okay, so the whole world saw the president of the United States fall flat Thursday night. Again, not even 48 hours ago. And you still haven't referenced that yet. We're a couple of minutes in, and you haven't said, you tried to pivot towards Trump and the truth on certain statements, but you haven't talked about Biden's performance.
Well, listen, I am a substance guy. Joe Biden did not do very well in the style. You're into style in your president. I'm into substance in my president. On a substantive level, Joe Biden still didn't do very well.
Right.
It was a very rough debate. Joe Biden did not look good. Now, can we talk about Donald Trump's lies?
We can get.
Or do you want to stick with Biden for a little longer?
Stick with Biden.
There's not really two opinions. He did not do well. Joe Biden did not do well.
But you sat up here week after week defending him, yelling at me about how great Biden is, how much better Biden is than Trump.
He is better. He has a better record as president. The country's way better off with Joe Biden as president. All that being said, the debate was not a good moment for Joe Biden, without a doubt. However, I want to know, I'm a little curious, and we can transition to Trump or not. Trump was lying like a rug all night, and things that you know are not true. Shouldn't Jake Tapper and the folks at CNN stopped and then put their finger in every once in a while and said, that's not exactly right, Mr. President, done any fact-checking? Basically, we could have had AI done the questions because there was no pushback at all. And I could go through the list. It's a long list of things that Donald Trump just made up and lied about. I mean, frankly, if you want to know what kind of qualities I want in a president, I want them both to be able to complete a sentence. That's true. However, I also want them to tell the truth. How am I doing so far?
I feel bad for you, Anthony. I really do.
Yes, because you are right to feel bad. This week, you are right to feel bad for me.
because you know, what do you say? I mean...
True.
You know,
I got to say something. We got an hour-long program, and I'm here to entertain and audition to be an ambassador. Plus, I hear they're replacing people left and right in Washington. I want to get in line.
Might you go back to government? I mean,
listen.
But then again, wait a minute. Your party won't have control.
Well,
in a few months, your party is giving up the presidency. So,
well, let's talk about this for a little bit. I know there's been a lot of talk. You've talked a little bit about it. One of your first reactions was, "This is it. They got to figure out a way to get him off the ticket." I just want to make sure everyone understands, and we talked a little about this on my show just now, it's not easy. It's got to be Joe Biden himself saying, I am going to stand up and do a George Washington kind of thing. For the good of the country, I'm only going to serve one term. I don't see that realistically happening. There's not a great grand power structure that exists of someone that gets together in a room with smoke-filled with cigars and says, we're going to do this. These people who have been chosen for the convention are committed to Joe Biden. So these are our candidates, for better or for worse.
Well, you do know there was that report out there, the Daily Mirror, that said Schumer, Pelosi, folks along that crowd, that this debate was make or break for Biden, and if he didn't do well, they were going to push to have him replaced at the top of the ticket.
Right. No, I think there are a lot of people. There are more people. My phone was blowing up just like yours was, of people saying, "Oh my God, this is hard to watch." I could not wait for it to end. And by the way, from the very, very beginning of Joe Biden kind of shuffling on stage, looking around, it was basically, I mean, I had trouble watching it from the very beginning. But all that being said, this notion, all right, it's going to be Michelle Obama, it's going to be Kamala Harris, it's going to be Gavin Newsom. The first thing that has to happen is Joe Biden himself has to say he's ready to be replaced, and I don't see that happening. Do you think that's going to happen?
I don't know if it happens, but we're looking at a bloodbath election day in terms of, I've said consistently, I've said it to you, I've said it on my program, you might as well swear Trump in now. If you're Trump, you just go on cruise control. He doesn't know how to do that because he's a hard worker, and he's about to be.
He's a hard worker.
Yeah, he's a very.
He's
hard
on a golf course all the time.
He's a very hard worker, and he's about to be unfairly sentenced July 11th.
That didn't come up at the debate, did it?
Yeah, it did. It
kind of didn't.
It did.
It
did. When Mr. Biden was on the ropes, when he said he's the only one here, something to the effect of a convicted felon, and then Trump turned around and said, "Well, hey, what about your son?" And like I've said to you, Mr. Weiner, be careful what you wish for, because today it's Trump. Tomorrow it could be Biden.
Well, it's funny because that was one of the questions he was asked. There was, in addition to the things he lied about, there were all the questions he didn't answer. He didn't answer the question about global warming. Didn't answer the question about
if I were you, I would not talk about questions that weren't answered. I would leave that alone this week.
I'm going to do. I appreciate your advice. I'm going to do it anyway. He didn't answer the question about childcare. Didn't answer the question about Medicare. Didn't answer the question about opioids. Didn't answer the question about whether he would abide by the election results.
And does that make you feel good? Does it to recite?
By the way, I started.
That make you feel good?
Here's what you want to hear a funny thing. I started, because I want to prepare for our show. I sat down with a little clipboard. I had my potato chips all ready to go.
Right.
I filled up 3 pages of his lies before I got out of the first half hour. So yes, it makes me good to say it because I think our listeners resent it very deeply when a candidate for a major party doesn't answer questions, and when he does, he lies like a rug. And CNN did nothing about it. But I don't want to.
First of all, I know a thing or two about moderating. It is is almost impossible in a lifetime situation to correct someone that you feel may be lying. I'm not conceding anything.
But let me
lying. But that's not the role of a moderator.
But let me ask you that. Let me ask you this, because I was actually thinking about you while I was watching this. What if someone said,
was it good thoughts?
Yes, always, Dominic. You always good thoughts. But what if you're in a position? By the way, notice the mood you're in today is palpably better. You are on cloud 9.
No, you know why.
And by the way, you deserve it. Your guy had a clear win. You have a rare moment that you get to say that. Your guy he was the second most demented guy on stage. It was close.
Right.
But let me ask you a question.
It was close. Huh? So I guess that's why Mr. Trump said he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Let me ask you.
Right to his face. Did you see that part?
I did.
Yeah.
And I think he spoke for a lot of us. It was like a particularly bad ending for one of the questions. But let me ask you this question on a serious note, because you do have experience.
I'm more laid back because I feel bad for you.
Thank you, pal.
Because I've been telling you week after week after week, Anthony, you got this all wrong.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, maybe I won't even bring up migrants this Saturday, today.
You
know
are.
Why? You know why? Because 48 hours ago was the funeral for the 12-year-old.
You're bringing up migrants
in Houston, Texas. You're well versed on what happened in Syracuse with the savage up there, and he allegedly killed.
I thought you weren't going to bring this up.
No, I'm not going to bring it up.
Let me just finish on the debate for.
Hey, what about Maryland? See, I'm getting worked up now. What about Maryland?
You're just going to name states in the union now?
No. The mother of 5, that she's in the grave because that savage. I don't know what it is.
I can't believe it.
I don't know what it is with these migrants.
I can't believe it, but I'd actually rather talk about migrants this week than the debate. That's how far I've come. I'd actually rather.
But wait. The last thing I want to say about.
Go ahead.
Because I don't want to bring up migrants because you have no defense on that area.
By the way, do migrants get Social Security like the president said? They don't, do they?
Okay.
Do migrants pay into Social Security because they have fake Social Security numbers? So do they pay into Social Security? They do. So actually, they're not getting any benefit. So
they're not getting any benefit. So
they're not getting. So they don't get Social Security.
So some of them they just kill Americans. I mean that's
no. But I want to make sure we.
I just want to make sure
I just
want to make sure we point out that women can't go jogging because if they wear loose clothing or look good while they're out there jogging, they might get snatched by one of these migrants, raped, choked to death, whatever.
I was just talking about one of the many lies. I could touch on more if you want. But let me talk about this because I want to.
I didn't finish my point because I don't want to bring up migrants.
Hold on, but you said I don't want to bring up migrants, and then you do a 4-minute riff on migrants, and then say I'm interrupting you. You're the worst.
No.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying, Anthony, that the situation in Maryland, right? Mother of 5. A woman, she pleasant demeanor.
A migrant?
Of course, a migrant.
She a mother of 5 who's a migrant.
No, she's not a migrant.
All right, go ahead.
She allegedly killed by a migrant.
Got it.
But Lake and Riley, right? So the mother in Maryland,
that's a throwback.
And Lake and Riley,
right?
The common denominator, they each went out jogging, right? What is it with some of these horny migrants that snatch women when they're jogging?
Do you think women are more likely to be raped by migrants than non-migrants?
That's irrelevant.
Isn't that your point?
No.
Not only is it relevant, I think it's your point.
No, because see, the point you're missing is that they're not supposed to be here. The migrants. That's the point you're missing.
That. And no one's supposed to rape anyone, whether they're supposed to be here or not.
Supposed to be here until your president.
This is comforting to be back on the ground of another week of arguing about months-old rape cases rather than the debate.
Right. So it won't impact the families for the rest of their lives.
No, it will.
Right?
Everyone who's raped is. So you're concerned about every rape, I'm sure.
Of course I am.
Good. I want to make sure about that.
But particularly alarming.
Do you want rape victims to be eligible and allowed under the Constitution to get an abortion if they want? Because they're not going to be in Georgia. I heard that in the debate last night.
See, look at this. So the only Mr. Weiner is hanging on to.
Well, Jake Tapper raised it. I didn't ask the question about
it. Who was Jake Tapper?
The Supreme Court. Wait a minute, Donald Trump.
So because Jake Tapper said it, I'm supposed to go ooh?
Well, your cult leader Donald Trump mentioned it 3 times at the debate. Okay. How everyone loves
cult leader.
Yeah.
I think you better get used to Mr. President. I think that's what you better get used to.
Well, he gets about 30% in the polls. Why should I be so? By the way, you think your guy's popular? You think your guy's popular? Let's not get carried away. Joe Biden had a bad debate. Your guy is reviled. He's got like 38% favorability. He has basically the same favorability numbers as Joe Biden does. Okay. So if you think Joe Biden is so reviled, your guy is right behind him. You and I could beat Donald Trump in an election.
Not in a lifetime.
And by the way, they might be calling us any day now after that debate.
No, we should have passed on the left versus the right this week. Seriously.
Why is that?
Because I'm not into taking advantage of someone.
You're kind.
And this is just bad.
Can I ask you a question? I wanted to get to
this. is bad. You have no leg to stand on.
Okay,
You've been arguing with me week after week after week. Oh, Biden this, Biden that. The economy is better. Biden. And now you're looking at the, for lack of a better term, the Walking Dead.
Okay, so now I'm glad you got that off your chest. So I want to ask you a question about the debate last night, or on Thursday night.
Go ahead.
So you've been a moderator. What do you do in a circumstance where someone says something repeatedly that's not true? And you said they can't fact check, but what if you say it more than one time, 2 times, 3 times? Donald Trump 3 times on Thursday night said that somehow that children who are born can be killed by the state, which of course is not true. And you know it's not true sitting here. At some point, I think someone at CNN has to say, Mr. President, that's not true. Don't you? I mean, that was really malpractice on the part. CNN. So, in other words, we should just have a machine that puts out a question, and that's all the moderators do is to say the question over and over again?
You have to remember, one, I don't agree with your premise, number one.
What?
Number one.
Oh, tell me. Let's fact check that then. Let's fact check it.
No. One, I don't agree with your premise. But 2, you have to understand, in a live debate situation, everyone's on edge. The moderators, what we don't see is that there are 3-4 producers in their ear.
No, I know, but what if he says it 3 or 4 times the same thing and everybody knows?
Notice I didn't agree with you. You're stating something, right?
That was the easy one. That's not even a hard one. Everyone knows that's homicide.
Okay, but wait. You just said no because it opens up. When does a fetus become life?
No, he said you put the baby aside and kill it.
See, here we go.
I wasn't intending to even have a conversation. Everyone knows that's not true, including you.
What you're trying to do is get to the abortion issue because on life support.
Do you want me to pick a different one?
Wait. On life support, that's all that Democrats have. And frankly, is there anything else you have to talk about besides abortion?
I have the list. I have the list.
But let's talk about Biden. You want to talk about Trump?
I asked you a question about fact-checking. Can we stick on that just for 1 second? Because I have an expert in front of me.
So I just answered
you. So what if the person says the same thing 5 times in a row, says there's 51 states in the union, there's 51 states in the union, there's 51 states. You never at any point say, Mr. President, there's only 50 states. You never do that? I don't know what we need moderators for. Why not just have them have artificial intelligence read out a question? That was malpractice in the debate.
No, it's not.
Because over and over again he was saying, okay, let me ask you something.
You know why?
Let me ask you something.
You know why? Because anything the moderators do can be perceived.
Who cares?
As no. You asked. I'm trying to answer you. Now that's the way you want it,
Dominic.
done,
Let me ask you an easier one.
Okay, so like for example, with the Hillary Clinton debate, right, that I moderated, right?
Yes.
So I'm up in Rochester, New York. And the one thing that I am very, very conscious of not doing is I don't want to come on too strong and going after her as a man going after a woman. I didn't want to be Rick Lazio.
I get it.
The producers, management, with Rick Lazio walked up to her podium and said, sign this, and on a soft money pledge, I
remember that.
And so.
Well, before we go to the break, let me say something. I hear you. Let me just say something. I heard you. I listen to your program all the time. A caller called in and said the moderators are going to be unfair to Donald Trump. You did stand up and say this week that was not going to happen. I think they went too far in the other direction, but I give you credit for calling that one right. We'll be right back on Left versus Right after this break.
It's the left versus the right. Now, to the Bernard McGurk Studios, it's a 77 WABC debate. The melee in the metropolis. 77 WABC.
So welcome back to Left versus Right. Anthony Weiner on the left, Dominic Carter on the right. If you miss any part of this show, you can get it as a podcast anywhere that you get podcasts. I want to remind you that Dominic has a very fine show at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and also to start your day at midnight. And you just heard my show. I have a question for you.
Great show.
What are black jobs? I heard Donald Trump say migrants are taking black jobs. Do you have a black job? What is a black job?
If I were you, I wouldn't go there.
You keep saying that. If we don't talk about the debate, what are we doing here?
If I were you, Anthony,
what are black jobs, Dominic? Let's hear it.
Anthony, if I were you, I would not go there because during the debate, again, less than 48 hours ago, Trump's responses on the black community were masterful. If I were you, I really wouldn't go there.
Tell me what you meant by that.
You know why I wouldn't go there?
Because you have an answer.
No. I wouldn't go there because, as Trump said during the debate, he reminded the audience, in particular the black community, that it was President Biden that did the super predator term.
That wasn't true.
I
got fact-checked. That never happened.
Okay, Biden didn't push for a bill where they would term super predators.
No. There was nothing in there. That was someone else's quote. They used someone else's quote. They used Hillary Clinton's quote. He never called black super predators.
But he didn't push for the bill. He did push for the bill.
Wait, you're a guy that calls them monsters and beasts. So suddenly you're soft on crime? Suddenly you're concerned about language?
Wait, monsters and beasts. What are you referring
when you refer to criminals? Don't you call them monsters?
No, migrants.
Criminals.
Migrants.
You don't call all
migrants. Can you say that, Mr. Weiner? Criminal migrants that are illegals. Can you say that?
And what are they?
Can you say that?
Can you say that? You never call them monsters?
What? Can you say that?
What? You're missing. I'm losing the thread.
Criminal migrants that are illegal. Can you say that? I'd love to just hear you say that.
Put it in context.
In other words, you won't say it.
No, you call people monsters and beasts all the time. So you don't like it that someone.
No, get it right. Savages.
Savages.
That's the term I use.
So Donald Trump says that Joe Biden says super predators. That you thought was a good point. He never said it, but you're willing to say savages. Suddenly you're so sensitive about language.
Who backed that crime bill more than Biden? Come on, man.
Biden wrote the crime bill. I thought you're tough on crime.
Okay, yes.
Wait, where are you on crime? I've lost the train here.
Okay.
Do you want tougher on crime or not? Because that was a tough on crime bill.
What Biden did with the crime bill, is that seen as a good thing today? Yes or no, please.
By liberals?
No.
Like me? Like George Soros prosecutors? No, absolutely not. What about by you? Was it good by you? Yeah, I'm interested in this. Was it good by you?
What Biden did with the crime bill? I think yes.
So I'm lost.
I think
so.
Yes.
You're happy that Trump reminded that Joe Biden passed a really tough crime bill because he's tough on crime.
No.
Game, set, and match. Thank you for coming, everyone. We'll see you next week.
No. Let me tell you what I'm happy about.
Hold on. You want to catch your breath? Get another cup of tea? Because I'm lost.
I got the tea. Let me tell you what I'm happy about. That a Republican candidate during a debate with Biden can stand up there and make a strong case for the black vote. That's what I'm happy about.
He said migrants cost.
Wait, Trump didn't make a strong.
I didn't see it.
Okay, so
I didn't see.
So Trump gaining.
I mean, Biden was lousy, but I didn't see
Trump gaining in the polls with black voters. That's not.
I thought you meant the debate. I didn't hear anything of the debate that was very persuasive.
The debate as well. Yeah.
Well, he referred to migrants taking black jobs, and I'm curious what he meant. Do you know what he meant?
You know exactly what.
Explain it to our audience what black jobs are.
It's the same thing what Sharpton said. That the migrants are coming here.
Now you're quoting Sharpton.
Yes,
you are all over the map today.
Ultimately taking jobs
Let me just see if I get this right.
are of benefit or that have been.
Can you mark the tape for where my friend Dominic quotes Al Sharpton?
Traditionally filled by blacks.
Oh, like
that's not new.
Like hosts of top-rated shows on AM radio.
No, I don't know.
You're not a black job, are you, Dominic?
No. I don't know why you keep going there.
I just think it was a funny answer.
No, I don't get it.
I like watching you be uncomfortable when your candidate.
I'm
when
not
your candidate shows his racist stripes.
No. I'm not uncomfortable because I almost didn't show for this week's segment because that's how bad I feel for you. Week after week, you've been sitting up here talking this garbage.
Can I ask you a question?
And now
I have more questions.
And now, you better have questions because you don't have any answers.
I have more. That's a good line. Save that tape. That was the one for YouTube. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Can I ask you another question? He said he had all the best water.
Audience, when he says he,
I'm sorry, Donald Trump.
He means Trump.
Yeah, well, I'm
because
asking.
that means he's about to ask a loaded question that he sat
not
down
loaded.
and thought about.
Not
It's
loaded.
Go
Just
ahead.
he said he had the best numbers on water, and then went on to say H2O. What was he talking about? What do you mean the best numbers on water?
You
don't know, do you? That's okay. We can move on. I don't know either.
Anthony, do you really want to go there?
You keep saying that as an answer. I don't know.
Wait. Okay,
Yes.
I was trying to be nice, but I'm not. Okay,
This one I'm eager to go on because I have no idea.
Now I'm going to roll up the sleeves. We beat Medicaid. We beat Medicare. Medicare. Right. From the president of the United States, we beat Medicare.
That was no good. So
Okay, we beat Medicare.
that was terrible.
Okay, yeah. And
All right. Now can I do one on Trump?
Wait. And that's
Let's
the guy,
go one for one.
And that's the guy you're backing.
Yeah, let's. Okay, now I go.
Okay.
So your guy said they had all the best numbers on water, and then pointed out that's H2O. What was he talking about? Your guy is mental.
Isn't H2O water?
I know, but what was he doing? The best numbers on water.
He's referring to the government numbers as it relates to, I believe, in the cases of Michigans of the world, in which you're making mock of this, but that's a serious issue. So when he says the best
that occurred in his administration.
No. What Trump
That occurred during the Trump years while Trump controlled the EPA. What was he talking about?
Okay. He might
You don't know? That's okay.
No,
I don't know either.
no.
Sometimes when old people babble like that,
No.
stuff happens. All right.
Anthony.
I got more.
Anthony.
I got more. I took a lot of notes while I was sitting there.
Cannot, Anthony, the best thing you could do today, right?
Is what I'm doing right now.
No.
I'm fighting you to a standstill. I'm doing better than I thought I would do today.
No. It's just that I feel so bad for you. I'm not worked up.
I got my Kevlar vest on.
So there's nothing that you could say that's going to work me up to. Notice I'm not even focusing
Let me try.
on migrants.
Let me try a couple.
Right, of course, because this is your way of getting it out there in the public. But your guy is on life support. I'm sorry. It's elder abuse.
Can I?
Dun, dun, dun.
What happened?
Is it elder abuse what they're doing to President Biden?
And let me tell you, both of those guys.
No.
Yes. Both of those guys.
No. Can you please
Your
answer?
guy.
Can you answer the question on President Biden?
Both of those candidates, it was embarrassing.
Can you please
Thursday night was embarrassing for our country.
So if it was embarrassing, why did, by more than a 2-1 margin, people said that Trump won?
Because Joe Biden was terrible.
Okay. But
Donald Trump, I have a whole list here of things, of
incoherent
things your guy said.
Is it elder abuse what they're doing to Biden?
They're both old, my man. I got news for you. Can you stop? You stop with Donald Trump being so? Would you stop with Donald Trump being young?
And poor Kamala Harris.
Hold on. I got more.
To sit there and she goes, well, yes.
Look at me.
That was just a moment. But let's look at the last 3 years. Dun, dun, dun.
Let me ask you.
Let's look at the last 3 years. Dun, dun, dun. Go ahead, Anthony. Go ahead.
I have more incoherent things that Donald Trump said. Should I run through them? Or do you want to? Or you're afraid that you're going to have to defend these incoherent things?
No. I think the more relevant issue is you assessing what's going on in the Democratic Party.
Sure. If you'll assess what's going on in the Republican Party, fair enough.
The Republican Party is winning.
The Republican Party is not winning. In what ways? You guys lost in 2017. You lost in 2018. You lost in 2020. Okay. You lost in 2022. When was the last time you guys carried an election?
Okay. What's going to happen in a few months?
I don't know. Well, I mean,
I know.
We'll find out.
I know.
We'll find out. But don't say you're winning elections. You guys have not won an election in forever.
Trump is headed back to the White House.
Okay, maybe that'll happen. But I can tell you. Yes, because only God knows what's going to happen. And your guy is an unpopular convict.
And what? And I won't even respond to that.
You should, though.
And no, I won't.
You got to explain. You're going to have to.
We're going to have to
explain. You're a family man. We got to explain to our kids and grandkids how we voted for a convict.
You know why? Because sometimes when things are said, they're so reckless or useless that it's not even worth responding.
Pointing out that someone is a convicted felon. I don't think that's serious. But let me ask you a couple of questions.
And when it's overturned, what are you going to say then? When it's overturned, what are you going to say then? Huh? What are you going to say then?
I don't know. You think that might happen? And if it doesn't, what are you going to say if it's not overturned?
I know what's going to happen.
All right,
I know what's going to happen.
Okay, let's make a pact right here.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay, go ahead.
If it is overturned, I will say that the process works and Donald Trump is not a convicted felon. If it's not overturned, what are you going to say?
I'm going to say he was railroaded before a kangaroo court.
That's typical. You will not be honest. You're never honest on these microphones. Be honest. Be honest. Will he be a convict? Will he be a felon?
First of all, your hypothetical is not accurate because it's going to be overturned.
I know. We're doing hypotheticals by very definition. We don't know. We're hypothesizing. So you said I won't admit it. I said I would. Will you admit that he's a 34 times convicted felon if it's not overturned?
Under no circumstances.
That's exactly right. Because you don't say honest words into these microphones like I do. I say honest things.
You say honest things?
I say honest things.
Okay. Oh,
you just said you never will.
Okay, so if
you never will.
Okay, so if you say honest things,
don't ask me an opinion. Ask me honest facts, like whether someone's a convict or not, whether someone's a convicted felon.
If you say honest things,
I do.
Is your party, the Democratic Party, the Biden administration, is it responsible for the migrants that are currently here? Now.
No. There were a lot of them came during the Trump years. A lot of them came during the Bush years. A lot of them came through the Clinton years. A lot of people have been coming here. There's 11 million. By the way, there's not 19 million. There's 11 million or so.
Here we go.
And by the way, they're here because your guy who was in office for 4 years and didn't fix the laws. Why was that? Oh, can you do me a favor? I was looking up the Donald Trump Immigration Reform Act of 2018. I couldn't find it. Where was that? Didn't he have the House and the Senate and the presidency and couldn't get it done? Oh, that's right, because he built a wall in the Mexican...
Stay in Mexico. It worked.
Oh, did it now?
Stay in Mexico. Well, it worked compared to what we have now.
Well, listen, you know what else? Title 42. Should we keep the emergency COVID restrictions in place? Do we still have COVID? No, because we elected Donald Trump, who was talking about drinking bleach, and then we got rid of him.
Here we
go. We got rid of him. Let me ask you something else.
Mr. Weiner, your arguments are
Let me
weak,
ask you,
man. Give it up.
Let me ask you
something. Give it up.
Let's talk about migrants.
You know what?
Let's talk about migrants.
You know what? We really should can this segment, left versus right.
What do you mean can it?
Because there is no left, but you guys have been exposed as phonies, as complete hypocrites, as not knowing what you're talking about.
I just asked you a question about the Trump years.
Hey, Jamal Bowman! Can you see me now? Can you hear me now? Mr. Anti-Israel.
Who kicked him?
The first member of the squad.
Who kicked him out of Congress? Was it Democrats or Republicans? I'll wait.
Wait, who kicked who?
Who kicked Bowman out of Congress? Was it Democrats or Republicans?
I don't know what you mean by that.
Bowman is a former member of Congress because he lost the Democratic primary. Democrats kicked him out, pal. You guys had nothing to do with it. You can't take credit for it. You had nothing to do with it.
First of all, progressives did not kick him out. Voters are starting to
Democrats.
Let me finish, please. The mainstream moderate Democrats are starting to see.
You like them, like Joe Biden. Was Joe Biden the moderate in 2020?
No. Wait, no. Stop,
You're giving me too many openings down there.
Stop trying to twist my words. Moderate Democrats like George Latimer are on the rise.
Like Joe Biden.
And progressives like Bowman. Bye-bye.
Yeah, can I tell you something? I've been trying to tell you this forever. You yell and scream about AOC and the progressives in the squad. They are feckless and weak. They're just like your bozos on the right. These people we love paying attention to on talk radio, they have zero power and our parties reject them. That's why Joe Biden got elected in 2020. He was the moderate on that stage. Don't you remember?
Well, I mean, he was the moderate, but what is he now? Might as well say president.
Now he's a successful president.
No, you might as well
say debater, but a successful president.
President AOC and to the rest of the progressives.
What is she? Your guy. Oh, here was another. If you're the moderator and someone says you passed the Green New Deal when it never got passed, do you correct them? You know that never happened.
Okay, you keep focusing on
the debate. Yeah, silly me this week.
No.
I'm surprised you don't want to.
No. Can I hear your take on Bowman? I didn't hear that.
Bowman lost the primary, as he should have. As these guys are frequently, when we have a strong candidate, a strong minded, when you are an anti-Israel candidate in a heavily Jewish district, you're going to lose. Newsflash.
Okay, well, the members of the squad are on the way out.
The squad.
I mean, your peeps.
You love the boogeymen, man. Not my peeps. I don't like any of these bozos.
Your peeps.
They're not my style. No. You got the wrong guy. I did 4 episodes of why Bowman had to go. You're asking the wrong guy. Here's the problem. Your character of the Democratic Party, whenever it comes time to vote, doesn't get borne out. Moderates win in our races. Now, your guy completely has eviscerated the Republican Party. There's nobody. This guy gets on stage and says, everyone wanted Roe v. Wade thrown out. When you know the polls are like 3-1 said that people liked it. What was that about? Is your guy demented or what?
See, here we go again. abortion button. Let's try.
It came up in the debate, and your guy talked about it and lied about it.
Let's try and bring the issue back to abortion.
You've got no answer. You've got no answer.
It's just that I won't engage you with it.
That's true.
All.
That's true. You won't. It's Anthony Weiner on the left, Dominic Carter on the right. We're right back after this important message.
It's the left versus the right. It's a 77 WABC debate. The melee in the metropolis. 77 WABC.
So welcome back to Left versus Right. I'm Anthony Weiner on your left, Dominic Carter on your right. Dominic, this has been a heavy week of news. I got to tell you something. I came in here loaded for bear. I think I might get an ambassadorship for how well I'm defending Joe Biden after what was clearly not a very good performance. But what do you think happens now? If the Democrats, and I explained it's not going to happen, but let's engage the argument.
Okay.
If the Democrats throw out Joe Biden or he steps back, who's the toughest opponent against Donald Trump, do you think?
No one. He's going back to the White House.
I don't know, toughest. Who do you think is toughest? Who would be the one that you'd be like, all right, I'm a little worried about that one?
There is no Democrat out there that I'm worried about.
What about Oprah?
Oprah would never. First of all, her skeletons would come out.
This is a little bit of a silly conversation. You know, I think the only person who would be able to coalesce the party in any way had to be someone on the ticket, so it had to be probably Kamala Harris. Because she
laughing like the vice president.
Well, she outperforms Biden among blacks, among young people. All his weaknesses, Kamala Harris does better with.
Listen, to the producers of this program, when you don't have any talking points, they should just cancel the show for that week. Because
you said you don't want to talk about facts of all the mistakes that Donald Trump made.
Because your entire argument, every week that you sit up here yelling and screaming at me,
yelling and screaming,
and your guy got on the debate stage and it did.
How come he didn't answer the question about opioids? What he's done against opioid use was up on Donald Trump. I've got it written down here.
Ooh, wow!
How come he didn't answer the question about how he would pay for child care?
Ooh, wow!
How come he didn't pay for any? How come he didn't answer any of these questions?
Because if you're on a debate stage and you see your opponent crumbling in front of you, why would you give him a lifeline and deal with
and
substance?
Answer questions
And deal with the name of the game is you know the name of the game. If your opponent is drowning in a live situation, you let them drown.
I understand, but he didn't answer these questions because he doesn't have the mental capacity to do it. Your guy, right?
Oh, he doesn't have the mental capacity to do it.
Does he?
That's insulting, Anthony.
I'm not.
And why?
You just noticed I like insulting Donald Trump.
Right.
You just noticed that.
Okay, but why? Why?
Because I think that answering questions and answering them honestly, like he said he deployed the National Guard to Minneapolis in 2020. He didn't do that, did he?
Okay, but why do you like insulting him? Do you see me sitting up here?
He said NATO was out of business. Out of business before he took office. What is he talking about?
Do you see me sitting up here insulting your guy, the top
He
Democrat?
says that all the time.
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't? You always say with all due respect, and they say something disrespectful.
Right. No. Because then what I'm
say some nice things about Biden. Prove it.
Biden tried his best to serve our country, and I wish him well in his retirement. I hope that he lives a long, healthy life. I honestly think the way he stood by his son was admirable. I know there are lots of. Well, you asked me to say something nice about Biden, so let me finish.
Okay, thank you.
Unlike you, I can answer the question.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so the way he stood by his son through his addiction is admirable.
Yes.
There are many that believe that Mr. Biden, the president, may have shielded himself with criminal activity through his son. I don't know what the case may be. Prosecutors may deal with that. Trump brought it up at the debate. But I really do wish him well. I wish.
That's great. Okay.
See. In other words, so I called your bluff. I answered your question.
Do you want me to answer any questions?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Because I have a whole bunch of corrections I need to do on the debate.
Okay.
Because our listeners depend upon getting the truth here. You keep saying you're committed to the truth.
Okay.
So that
wait. So I just answered. You said, can I say some nice things about Biden? And I just did.
Okay.
Opposite effect for you.
Oh, I should say nice things about Donald Trump.
Right.
Oh, this is easy.
It will.
This is easy.
It will
this
kill
is easy.
you before you can.
Incorrect. I'm correct. I think I'm gonna enjoy doing this. I think that Donald Trump's use of bright orange makeup
See, look.
Next level.
See, look.
And I want to tell you something. I want to see.
See, look. I gave a straightforward answer.
It is not easy.
I gave a straightforward
answer.
Let me finish. And see, look at what you're doing.
Let me finish. It is not easy to apply spray paint in that way without getting any on your ears, that was pretty good. So that I like about him. Wow. I also like the idea that he has given up fighting all these people who want to take the Trump name off their buildings.
See,
I think
is why
that's laudable.
This is why Democrats are
He's a threat to democracy. He's a threat to democracy and try to overturn our, and let a coup against our country. Okay. I can't say nice things about that.
Okay, so this is why Democrats are in the position that you're in now.
He led a coup against our country. Okay. That's bad, Dominic. Really bad.
Okay.
The guy refused again to acknowledge that he's created election interference all over the place. People are getting sued left and right.
Okay.
You see, by the way, this week Newsmax had to put underneath an interview with Lara Trump saying that Newsmax acknowledges the election of 2020 was legitimate. Anything this person $787 million Fox News had to pay because they kept putting people on that believe what Donald Trump had to say. Come on, the guy is a threat to democracy.
He's not a threat to democracy.
He led a coup against our country.
You said it the first time. I didn't challenge it. You said it again. Now I'm going to challenge it.
Okay,
back that up.
Oh, that's hardly a challenge. He called people to the White House. He said he threatened his vice president. He, to this day, is still doing things that threaten poll workers.
First of all.
Yes.
Can you prove that he threatened Vice President?
Let's go. Oh, yes. Oh, no, that was easy. Go
ahead. Prove it.
I'll say what he said. He said to his mob on the steps. He said, "We're going to march to this Apple, and we're going to tell Mike Pence not to do." That's
not leading a coup.
Oh, hold on a second. I think the only way to get to the bottom of this is to have a trial, don't you,
Mr. Weiner? Come on, man.
He's indicted for that.
Is this the best you got?
Wait a minute. Is this the first you're hearing?
Come
your guy?
On.
Are you really?
And I've always defended him. He didn't lead a coup.
He didn't lead a coup?
No.
What about those hundreds of people?
He said, let's march over to the Capitol. That's not leading a coup.
Well, hold on a second.
And then a few hours later, or whatever the time was, he said, go home in peace.
By the way, on Thursday night in the debate, he said they invited me to come speak there. Who's they? It was his rally. He organized the rally. He paid for the rally.
I don't
know. He was the one that said take down the metal detectors because he didn't want any of these people to have their weapons taken away.
Listen, I love you,
He
man.
was the one that said that called on the Proud Boys to attack the country.
I love you, man. But maybe we need to get you a little rubber room with your obsession.
Oh, this is not a small thing. This isn't like disagreeing on Social Security.
No.
When you try to stop the transfer of government, by the way, has he conceded the election yet?
He believes in his heart that it was stolen.
But it wasn't, right?
It wasn't stolen.
It wasn't. But do you see the harm that it does to our country when he spreads those lies?
See, wait a minute. Wait, see the difference? No.
See
the difference between me and you?
That's not a big deal to say that. That's obvious. That's like saying that the sky is blue.
You won't concede anything.
Well, because my guy doesn't lead coups. Your guy
what
does.
Guy? You don't have a candidate.
Joe Biden. What are you talking about? He doesn't lead coups. He respects the Constitution.
He's on his way out.
Your guy.
What candidate do you
have?
It is
not a normal. It is not.
You don't have a Democratic candidate.
A guy that misspeaks at a debate is not the same as one that leads a coup against our country.
Weiner,
your guy's a threat to democracy.
You don't have a candidate.
Your guy's a threat to democracy. I'm better off.
That's your opinion, but you don't have a candidate.
You yourself just admitted that he's lying about the election results.
I didn't say he was lying. I said that from my perspective.
He's an idiot? Which is it?
No. See, you're trying to engage me in a tongue-twisting exercise.
No, I'm trying to engage you in the very basic elements of our country. Do you believe in the Constitution of our country, yes or no?
Of course.
Does your candidate?
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
The guy does not.
Yes.
If he did, he would have not tried to he violated his oath.
First of all, that's your opinion. Second of all,
His
most
oath?
Americans don't agree with you. Look at the polling numbers.
Most Americans do,
He's
actually.
headed back to the White House.
Most Americans agree that he tried to overturn the results of an election.
He's headed back to the White House.
He tried to overturn the results of an election, still tries to do it to this day.
So listen, here's the bottom line.
That's a pretty high order. That's higher than this other stuff. That's more important than any debate.
So says Anthony Weiner. So listen.
Oh, the Constitution? I think a few people would agree with that.
So listen, you are a moderate. You were a moderate in office. But frankly, your politics as of late, You sound like you need to be in that Jamal
Constitution.
Bowman club. You need to be in that Bowman
I believe
club,
in the Constitution,
and that's what's happening to
is that being liberal? Believing in the Constitution?
Come off the ledge and come back to mainstream America.
Let me ask you. Just define your terms. Is it being liberal to believe in the Constitution?
Define my term.
Yes. I just asked you a direct question. See if you can answer.
And here's my direct answer. These migrants are killing Americans all over the country. That's a much more important issue than this garbage that you're talking
about. No, the Constitution is more important.
No, you're trying to.
The Constitution is more important.
Turn it around.
Agree or disagree? Constitution is more important.
Then what? The migrants.
Constitution is more important than a random migrant crime or even 5 of them. The Constitution is what gives us the right to be here right now.
Man.
Without the Constitution, you and I would not have the right to do this.
If we're gonna do this show week after week, at some point, man, you gotta.
Do you believe in the 14th Amendment?
Anthony, please listen.
Do you believe in the 14th Amendment?
Please listen. At some point, you've got to stop with these Looney Tune Democratic talking points.
Wait a minute.
And be honest, man.
Wasn't it Abe Lincoln?
Come on, you're not. You argued me.
The 14th Amendment
week after week.
Reconstruction is a liberal talking point.
And then Biden.
Don't you Republicans brag about Reconstruction? And you guys who were there fighting the Democrats in the South.
So can you answer this question? Is Biden going to make it to finish this race?
It's not more important than our fundamental belief in the Constitution.
But can you answer the question?
Before we leave the Constitution, can I just get where you are on it?
Can you answer the question? I already told you I support the Constitution.
Okay.
So I answered
14th Amendment, you support that?
Can you answer my question?
You support the prohibition on insurrection, right?
Can you answer my question?
Okay. So I don't know how you can support Donald Trump if you hold that position.
Can you answer my question?
If you support the 14th Amendment of the Constitution and are against insurrections.
So you're not going to answer my question?
No, I just want to button down this point before I do.
No, you're trying to stick on these crazy Democratic talking points.
The 14th Amendment is American and is bipartisan.
Okay.
Is the 14th Amendment a Democratic talking point? Is that what you just said? You want to amend that?
So you're not going to answer my question.
Are you going to say the 14th Amendment is a Democratic talking point?
We're just going to keep asking each other questions, and week after week.
Yeah, I'm not going to let you duck this one.
And week after week.
I'm not going to let you duck this one.
Week after week.
Because it's an easy one.
And week after week, I'm proven wrong. You're right. You're proven wrong.
No, the 14th Amendment is dead right. I believe that will be supported no matter who listens to this.
But why would I engage in that argument with you?
Because you know it's a loser for your guy, and you don't like to have losing arguments with your guy. You run away from your guy whenever it's convenient. I stick with mine even when he's sleepwalking across the stage in a debate.
Right.
I stick with my guy.
Right.
That's right. And I love this flag.
So that
and I love the Constitution.
Ambassadorship to where? And I don't know how you're going to get an ambassadorship when Democrats are going to be out of.
That's a good point. You've been saying to get an ambassadorship that you obviously believe there'll be a second Biden term.
No.
All right, go ahead. You wanted to ask me something about migrants or something.
You know what?
You're safe. You're going to grab your security blanket of migrant crime.
That's not funny.
Wrap yourself up in it.
That's not funny.
I think it's
funny.
That's not funny. And let's go. Go. I'm ready for it. You can close out. We have 2 minutes and 18 seconds. Close out on migrant crime.
Normally, I play your silly, stupid games. That's not funny.
Which part? The fact that you revert to the same things every week?
The fact that people are dying
kind of like Donald Trump did in the debate.
People are dying every week, and you will not take this seriously.
A crime is down. So 30% fewer people are dying. The murders are down.
To the mother in Syracuse.
Murders are down.
To the mother of the young lady in Syracuse.
How do I tell it to someone who didn't get murdered?
The mother of Maryland. Tell that to the.
By the way, I checked something from last week and the week before.
Go ahead.
You know George Floyd got called by Donald Trump?
Okay.
Your whole thing about why did Joe Biden call George... Your guy did it. What do you have to say to that?
It's the right thing to do.
Wait a minute. No, you told me it was wrong to call George Floyd. You hit me 3 weeks ago.
Okay, can I finish now? Can I respond?
Oh, my God. I got you.
Okay,
I got you. By the way, hat tip to my brother Jason for sending me the tape. Go ahead.
Okay, can I respond now?
Go ahead.
Right? Okay, so your brother Jason, right? I love him, but he needs to get his facts straight. Meaning that they each reached out to the family of George Floyd. Right. But the Democrats did somersaults, bending over backwards, kissing their ass. And I said the word ass, kissing the George Floyd family's ass to get black votes.
First of all.
And it didn't work.
Why did Donald Trump do it then?
Because it was the right thing to do.
Okay, but it was right for Trump to do it, but not right for Biden to do it. Explain.
Did Trump bend over backwards to kiss their ass?
Yeah, he
did.
He did. I can send you the video. By the way, And all last week, you kept asking why it was okay when he was president to do it. Joe Biden wasn't the president.
Okay,
it took me a while. It took me the third segment last week to catch on to you.
Okay, right.
Right. Come
on. But that's why Kamala Harris, that's why she's vice president, right?
I got to tell you, I had my own this week. This was supposed to be a terrible week for me.
Can I finish? I want to get elected. How do we get elected? Hey, that black girl that I don't like, that called me a racist. Yeah. The one that Obama.
Who are you doing now? We have to wrap up. But who are you doing now?
The one that Obama says is good looking. Get her. We'll put her on my ticket.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll get all the black votes. I'll win.
Don't end on this incoherent note. Well, who were you talking about just then?
I was talking about the Biden White House, about why Kamala Harris is vice president.
Oh, because she's an African-American woman?
Yes.
And a senator?
Duh.
And someone who ran for president. All right. Not your finest moment. Did I hold my own this week?
Absolutely not.
All
you
right,
embarrass yourself as you do every week.
Oh, please. I did not embarrass myself
Every week.
any more than normal. Anthony Weiner on your left, Dominic Carter on your right. So great to have you along.
Hey,
we'll see you next week. I love you too,
man.
my man. You had a good week, but don't count on more like that. Stay tuned for Vinny Medugno.